Welcome back.
Yeah.
Hello.
Space Minor engineers.
Minor
Wait.
engineers.
Damn
Again,
it.
there's no
I keep-
minors.
I know.
Minors.
It's because they made Minor Wars, and I keep thinking of that every time I'm thinking about medieval engineers.
Talk about minors now, not minors. Minors.
You talking about little kids?
Talking about minors. No, I'm talking about dirty. Talking about
Ugh.
minors. Dirty,
Ugh.
sweaty people. Not minors.
Well, Millie's on his own on this one. I don't know what he's after.
I'm not going
Sorry.
that after, man.
I don't know where I'm going with that either. Oh, for fuck's
Well, you just
sake!
fucking blew that off. I
Fuck,
saw it.
I hate this
You're
ship.
gonna blame the design?
Hate this ship. Every time I try and do anything with any of these ships, they just break.
The best part, like, the basking is covered with, like, these dents all over the outside and stuff now. I keep trying to repair them, but I just can't keep up with the...
Fuck, I hate these ships. They're too
the
fragile.
force.
You need to make stronger ships because I'm too rough.
You blew the front end off. Like there's no way to make that any stronger.
You gotta reinforce. You gotta make them stronger because I'm a rough, ready guy. I make them.
Well, you're in luck. You're in luck because the Goodsy 5 coming soon is a 4x4 off-road rugged edition with cup holders.
Oh right.
And towing cable.
Before I forget,
Built in.
Good and your little thingy-majigger. You need to help me
Whoa,
reattach
whoa, whoa.
one of these.
Yeah, good. You little thingamajigger.
Get
Pull it
your
out.
little thingamajigger over here. There we go. Right. Weld that. Oh god, why are the welders all going? Whoa! My ship just welded itself. Holy
What?
shit!
Oh,
Did you see
broke
that,
down
Good?
this top thruster. You better throw a top one on here pretty quick.
Did you see
Yeah, I'm
that?
going to. No, I did not. You welded yourself?
I put this down, right, and these welders were on, and they just fixed this. They weren't even facing it, they were
That's
just next to it.
amazing.
That is kind of amazing, yeah.
Oh shit, Co, you ain't got room for that. Why you do that, girl?
Yeah, I screwed up, but I'm putting stuff in your butt.
Come here, little tube. Come here, little tube.
So yeah, those checkered areas there are where the thrusters are meant to be. So 4 thrusters on each side here. You dig?
Yeah.
Yeah, you dig.
Grab those social components if you can.
Oh, absolutely. I did grab them, and I can't pick up the thruster components though. I'm full now, so let me put those in your butt.
I think my butt's getting full.
Well,
Oh no, there's room in cargo 1 here.
yeah. We've been putting everything in the connector.
All right, that's what happens when you double click. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think people just wanted something else out of Prometheus. They had their own expectations. You know, that's always how it is with it when you're talking about an established lore and franchise. And the fact that they let it be known that it was related to Alien, and then we're like, but we're not really gonna.
It was
This
like
is
at
a
the
separate
end,
story.
basically. Yeah, there was like, I mean, I'd forgotten the first Alien when I watched Prometheus, basically, and I rewatched it. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, the exact same ship design and all that stuff, and things like that.
I think they would have been better off not involving the Alien franchise at all.
Well, see, that's how I went into the movie. I didn't know anything about the movie. I don't really watch, like, when I watch TV, I watch it DVR, so I don't see a lot of commercials and stuff. So I didn't know anything about the movie, and so I was just watching a movie basically. And it had been so long for me since I'd watched Alien that, like, when I watched Prometheus again the other night, I was like, oh well, fuck, I'm an idiot for not realizing early on, because like you meet Wayland in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't even put those two together when I was watching the movie until
I
the
didn't
very
click, that
end.
didn't click until I watched it again and stuff like that, and I was like, oh shit, there's loads
Kind of surprised because I mean they call him Wayland.
Well, I know, but I'd forgotten that much about Alien. You know, I remember
Holy
stuff
shit.
like, you know, like I just didn't remember. Like when I watched Alien, dude, I was like 10 years old, and I hadn't watched it again since then.
Oh wow, holy shit! Like before I saw Prometheus, I watched like the whole Alien franchise over. I mean, not that I hadn't seen it recently since then, but It's a franchise I watch
Same,
every like couple of years at least.
yeah, I'm the same with you, Good. I hadn't watched like any of the Alien stuff in a very long time, so when I watched it, I'd forgotten loads of stuff. I didn't even realize the same ship design was the exact same and stuff like that. I watched Alien, and I watched Prometheus again, and I was like, damn, all right. Because when I watched it originally, at the very end, I was like, where was the alien link? And then, of course, at the very end, the fucking alien thing pops out or whatever.
But it's not though. That's the funny thing. Again, that's not supposed to be related to the xenomorphs or anything.
Even though it looks
just,
exactly like a xenomorph and has the,
I know.
the mouth fit.
I'm just telling you what they said. I know.
Wait, they said that?
Yeah. Apparently, it's not a xenomorph. It's not supposed to be a xenomorph. So.
Well, the thing is, that's not the ship. Okay, so I watched it again the other night too, and that's not the ship that the Taurans and Nostromo find.
Yeah, it is.
It's not, because the guy is sitting in the flight seat, right?
Right.
And the chest burster comes out of him.
Oh well, you
Whenever...
know that, right? That's you. Oh
That's
right.
just-
So,
that's just
so I thought that
ridiculous.
one was obvious. It's not the same ship.
Oh,
It is.
right.
It is the same design.
Yeah.
It's got the same cockpit.
I thought it
Because
was
they
the
sent
same
out hundreds
ship.
of them.
I thought it was
Yeah.
the same
Yeah,
ship
they-
because it was kind of stuck in the same
It's not the-
position as the.
No. It's not the exact same ship, and it's not anywhere. It's not even in the same star system.
Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was the same. I thought it was the same planet.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
see what that android figures out whenever he's on the Prometheus ship is that they'd planned on sending out hundreds of those types of ships. So the one that the Nostromo and shit finds is just a different one.
Right.
Right.
So the one that was found by the Nostromo, like, for some reason, these guys were able to make us. The engineers were able to make us, but when they tried to destroy us, all of their ships crashed on the way. Like, it doesn't make sense that they're capable of doing such a thing, but they're completely incapable of apparently simply delivering a bioweapon to wipe us out.
Well, I'm assuming.
what I
they-
wondered
I assume the thing was that they just couldn't control what they'd made. Basically, I thought that was the.
That's what I decided too. They went
Yeah, I
too
guess
far and ended up
that's-
killing themselves.
Yeah, I thought that was. the
I guess
implication.
that's actually, you're right, because that's why the ones crashed on the planet that the Nostromo finds.
Yeah.
He's killed
Yeah.
by his own.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that was my
Creature.
assumption is that they made it and they didn't realize really what they'd made.
But all of them, though.
Ah.
I guess if
It almost seems like some of them didn't get to ever take off. Even it's almost like their plan fell before they even left their home base, because you have so many of those canisters still remaining that were supposed to be part of ships,
Maybe.
right?
Well, they make it. They want to make. They're making a second Prometheus, aren't they?
Right, they are. They're carrying on the story.
Maybe
So
she,
we'll find out.
because she
Be like
goes. She's off to go to their homeworld or whatever. Maybe she does something that sabotages all their ships or something like that.
Well, you see, that's why I actually am interested in Prometheus, and I don't mind that it's connected to the franchise. It's just that they're taking a horror franchise, and the trouble is that I think the way that Ridley Scott looks at it is when they made Alien, it was a horror sci-fi,
Yeah.
which is a little bit rare. And I think people, as history went on, I think people went on to see it as more of a just horror.
Because I see it's like sci-fi until
Yeah,
the
I
later
see
movies.
more as a sci-fi.
Like
Right,
I see 3
right.
as horror, but I see the first 2 as sci-fi.
Well,
I
because
never reached them as
because
horror.
it's a bit dated now. Like, it holds up really well, but it is a bit dated now. I think people look at it more strictly as horror than horror sci-fi. But at any rate, Ridley's opinion, obviously, as the original director, is that it's sci-fi horror. And so Prometheus, I think the reason that there's some weird kind of contention about the relationship between the movies and the overall franchise and story and lore and everything is because he wants Prometheus to be primarily sci-fi. Like, when scary things do happen in Prometheus, they're not the most important thing happening. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's some fucked up shit that happens, and spoiler alert for the next minute or so, but like the shit with the creatures they discover and how basically that guy turns into some sort of a weird zombie psycho. Like, that shit was pretty, especially when he arrives and he's all folded up like a suitcase.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh god,
Like,
yeah.
that was pretty disturbing and
That
cool.
was creepy.
And then the engineers are kind of scary in their own way.
I love the engineer design.
I thought they were well designed, and they really do seem alienish. Like, they look like puffed up humans.
They
but
remind
they're...
me of Dr. Manhattan from
Oh yeah.
Watchmen.
Yeah, kind of.
It's a race of Dr. Manhattans.
They just like they in their own way are kind of scary and horrific because they look human-esque, but they're not human, and they don't like us. Clearly. So
When I was watching it again the other night, I was wondering if some people had a problem with the futuristic aspect of the ship that they're taking out being so much more advanced than like the Nostromo was.
yeah.
But the thing is, like,
It's just
the
technology.
Nostromo was just a mining ship, right? And then the thing that they're taking out is this, person's expensive ass, fancy ass ship. So I don't know if people realize
I
that
think
that
It's
I think
more than
that's
just
it.
the ship.
I think
though. I
it's-
mean, there's
I think that's more like you got to suspend disbelief. That's more like technology's advanced. You got to kind of accept the fact it's going to look better, basically.
well, there's a few things. There's a few things because like the Nostromo, the design of the Nostromo ship is pretty timeless, in my opinion. In fact, a lot of the ship designs in Alien, like almost all that stuff, is timeless-ish. But when you get down to the minute details, that's where it starts to kind of unravel because they've got things that are very, of the time. Cassettes, things like that. Technology.
Right.
We didn't have, CDs or advanced media. The computer stuff obviously is way dated. All of that stuff is. Oh, whoa! Hold on. I'm sorry, but those aren't exactly where I want the thrusters.
what?
Or not what I envisioned. I imagined.
Why the fuck would you color it like that then?
No. They're the horizontal placement is fine. It's I wanted them inset one more block. I'm sorry. I was gonna
there's no
place
way to-
one so you knew.
There's no way to do that without putting more blocks down then.
Right. Yeah. There would be another block on the inside, so it could be inset one. I guess it doesn't matter.
No, okay. You just got to tear them now.
Sorry, I should have noticed sooner.
Do you want me to grind them away?
That might be faster than us doing it by hand. If you could, please.
Yeah, because they're too big to fit in our pockets.
Let me. Oh, you can do it with a steel plate, right? A thruster.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of other little details in there that kind of make it hard to reconcile that. But I think a more compelling argument would be that that technology is not necessarily a linear path, and there can be regressions and divergent paths to like through technology where we've advanced to a certain point and then something happens and we're knocked down a few pegs, or we lose information somehow and we have to re-advance. Like we've had that happen in history where what was it, the Library of Alexandria or whatever? Was that what it was? That was destroyed, and all of our it's thought that we would be much farther in terms of scientific
Is that place
knowledge.
that had that fire that could melt metal or something like that, and they were trying to remake it?
Now
They
I
had
don't
that
know
really
what you're
strong
talking-
fire that they were trying to remake, but they don't know how. Because they used to have it back then, but then they couldn't. They never. They
You mean
never
like
had it.
Greek fire or
It was
whatever?
something like that. Yeah, it was like this ridiculous.
No,
fire
no.
that they
This
were
this
trying
library was attacked. It was
Oh, right,
intentionally burned down for I think religious reasons or something like that to actually destroy the knowledge intentionally.
to- Yeah, holding us back.
Right. Like it's thought that we've actually lost a significant amount of advancement due to the loss of all that knowledge. I think. I'm sort of just. It's been a while since I've read about that, and my
Yeah.
memory is kind of shit. But you get the
It's
idea.
par for the course, and that's
Well, like in Aliens case, I was thinking of it like where you wish you want to put the money too. Like, we have, I don't know. Like I was thinking, like if you're gonna build this this ship that's only meant to it's basically like an oil rig type of thing. You wouldn't want to put the money in advanced computers or whatever if we have cheaper options and stuff like that. That's how I
Yeah.
reconciled it in my own mind, at least.
Yeah.
Was it
There's definitely ways of reconciling all
Was it
these
70s
things.
or 80s?
70s, 78,
Late 70s, so.
I believe.
I think we just need to
79?
accept that was 70s future. Where everyone was
Well,
everyone was smoking in the
But,
spaceship.
but we're
and,
specifically talking about we're specifically talking about trying to reconcile that stuff. Like that's
Right.
that's of course why it's like that, and everybody accepts that aspect. It's just that if you want to try to fit it into the lore, like, well, how do you make sense of this? And also, I believe that the Prometheus story is supposed to take place like way before the
Yeah.
Nostromo and everything else.
Hundreds
Anyway,
of years.
So,
Right.
I mean, there could have been like a big nuclear war, and we get knocked back 100 years in terms of technology or something.
Everyone goes
or
back to the
whatever.
70s.
Right. Everything gets knocked back to the 70s, and so yeah, who knows? Or we run out of the material that we need to make certain things, so we can only make like older technologies or something like that. You know, who knows? There's lots of fun reasons you can come up with. The trouble is coming up with stuff that makes sense that doesn't interfere with the suspension of disbelief. Because sometimes if you're doing too many backflips to try to make something work, then you can't really get people to go along with you.
And at some point in space, we backpedal really hard on smoking in spaceships as well. Everyone's chill about it.
They just kind of ignore it in the movie, basically, is what it feels like.
I just find it really funny. I was like, I feel like that you wouldn't do that if you were on a spaceship, like if all the shit around.
Smoking?
Yeah, I feel like that would be like there's some fire hazard potential there.
Whenever I see that, I always feel like mixed feelings of, yeah, smoking, that was just what was normal at the time.
Yeah, no, yeah. I find it really funny. Like, I just find the idea of all these people being in space. It's like, yeah, whatever, man. It's like, I just be a bit careful, just careful in case.
Well, that's the thing. Is like it's kind of funny in a way that it highlights because right now with the way spaceships and shit is, it's so expensive and delicate and whatever else that there's no way you could fucking smoke on a spaceship. You absolutely could not. Just on life support reasons alone, there would be no way to recycle the air because you've got all this smoke and it would just ruin everything. But in a way, because they did that, it kind of says like they've gotten to the point where space travel is so casual and normal. Yeah. You can fucking smoke on a spaceship now. Fuck it, man. Space Hicks, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's like. I think that's what made Alien really interesting, is because it also made it seem you got Hicks in space. That's not the way space stuff was handled all up until then. As far as I know, there wasn't really anything like that. Everything else was all like, like those movies they would try to show you in high school and you fall asleep, where everything's all white and shiny and
welcome to the future.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah.
In the future, you'll be driving flying cars on Mars.
And then Alien came along and it was basically just like motherfuckers in space.
Whatever. Yeah, shit ain't gonna change.
No, shit's dirty.
Be a blue collar worker. One day you'll be in space, motherfucker.
And you'll still be doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll still be getting screwed out of your pay and being forced to do shit you don't want to do. But now you'll be in space and nobody will give a fuck about you.
That's the thing, is that's a future that's just so much more believable. Not that we want, shit to be like Space Hicks necessarily. Like, not that that's bad, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not about what we want, it's about what we'll believe.
Yeah.
And I could see Space Hicks more than I could see like this perfect utopia of everybody wearing the same white togas everywhere and
togas,
or whatever.
Everyone wearing togas.
Right. Toga. That's what I was thinking there. Sorry, I didn't lay it out before.
In the future, everyone just wears a toga.
Go to town, man. No need to hesitate.
Don't
be scared. Don't be scared. One of your welders doesn't work, by the way.
Oh, it's probably because I had to make a new welder, and I haven't gone through the trouble to change. Like I like the mouse click to turn on my stuff, but you guys like it where it's like on or off.
I don't mind. I'm either or. If it's all set up beforehand, I'll just adapt.
Oh wait, does it actually show you the hotbar that like somebody else sets up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I thought we had our own. Oh shit, my energy's low.
Well, actually no. Did I already? No, actually, I thought maybe I did set that up myself. I definitely set one on myself.
It would be handy if it was set up beforehand. And if so, I mean, what I can do is I can put both options there if you want, so it's not inconvenient for anybody. I feel like I'm usually the one dicking around with that shit.
Fuck me.
How the fuck do you edit a group? Can you not edit a group?
You can. You have to select it and then select whatever you want to add to it, and then just click the save button.
Okay.
It is a little fiddly. I hate how when you rename it, it just creates a new one with that name, and you still have the old shitty one too. You have to actually go select the old shitty one and then delete it. But I guess it works, so whatever. There's probably, if it worked differently, it would probably be irritating in a different way.
Right, I think that one's done now.
I think, by the way... Oh, sorry.
I mean, I was gonna say I think we need to line the inside of this with interior stuff. It looks so ugly on the inside.
Yeah, I agree.
God, there's so many. There's like a huge dent in the front of the basking. There's like tons of little dents like this all over this silly ship.
It's hard
I
not
think the
to
grinder
bend.
must have all the thruster components now.
Oh, no, they're
Okay,
all in.
there's-
They're all in my welding thing. I'll do it.
Oh yeah, you guys are gonna have to connect butts.
So I'll weld them now.
Yeah, you just do them.
Yeah, we need your nano machines, dude.
I know, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna email them again and tell them all about my brilliant ideas.
Nano machines, son. You should do that next time though. You should email them
Yep,
tomorrow.
right. In 24 hours, I'll let you know if they got back. We'll see you guys later.
See you next time.